Am I the asshole telling my adult daughter to wear deodorant and stop trying to sweat out the toxins while she lives in my house? My adult daughter, 23 female, currently lives me 45 female, her father, 47 male, and her younger sister, 17 female. She got into this new lifestyle, only eating certain foods, more exercise, no makeup, no shaving, no deodorant, and trying to sweat out the toxins. The no deodorant and trying to sweat out the toxins thing are a bad combination. She stinks. Also, she blasts the heater in her bedroom. She keeps boiling water to steam her face. She has even voluntarily chosen to sit in a hot car with the windows up. I told my adult daughter to stop, that her smell is unpleasant. She's wasting money, and this could possibly be dangerous. I told her my house, my rules, but my husband said I made a mistake. He said all I did was give her something to rebel against. Am I the asshole for saying that my brother-in-law and his future wife can't sleep in our bedroom while we host them on their honeymoon? I, 35 female, and my husband, 36 male, are fortunate enough to live in an area of the world that is very beautiful, and as a result, frequently visited for honeymoons. My brother-in-law, 30 male, and his soon-to-be wife, 28 female, are getting married in August and want to honeymoon in the area where my husband and I live. And they asked around a month ago if they could stay with us on their honeymoon. We agreed. They are family and are also tight on funds. We are happy to help and host them. However, they asked my husband last week if they could stay in our bedroom on their honeymoon. We have a 2-bedroom home, and our guest room has an air mattress that is used for when friends' family stay. Otherwise, it is my work-from-home office, hence why we don't have a typical mattress in there. My brother-in-law didn't really get into the specifics of why they didn't want the guest bedroom air mattress, but the gist seemed to be, we don't think an air mattress is honeymoon appropriate. When my husband asked me about it, I was honest with him and said I wasn't comfortable with his brother and his new wife sleeping in our bed on their honeymoon. My husband agreed with me. Apparently us saying no to this request has caused some issue in my husband's family, particularly with his sister who's saying we should just let brother-in-law and his future wife stay in our room as it is a honeymoon and they shouldn't have to sleep on an air mattress. We love everyone in this scenario, especially brother-in-law and his future wife, and don't want to cause a rift, so my husband is sort of leaning towards acquiescing to their request. However, I am not down to change my mind on this. It honestly really grosses me out because I believe that the reason they want our bedroom is so they can comfortably bang during their honeymoon on a regular, not air, mattress. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor I have no desire or obligation to babysit her children because I'm a stay-at-home mum? I'm new to my area, and I have made friends with a few neighbors through a mommy and me group. I have been in the group now a little over a month, and I have a 9-week-old. I have a neighbor who is in the group, and she asked me last week in an emergency if I could watch her 3- and 5-year-old. She looked desperate, so I agreed. I was like, well, it's just once. I am a full-time stay-at-home mom and enjoy all my time with my little one. That day I watched her children was hectic as hell. My daughter was fussy, and they children were very rambunctious to say the least. I was happy when she came and got them 6 hours later. She came to me today saying she needed me to watch the kids in the afternoons. I told her no. I'm not a full-time babysitter, and have no desire to take that much time away from my own child and navigating life with my child and husband. Her response was, well, it's not like I'm asking a lot. It's just the afternoons. I said it may not be a lot to her, but it is a lot to me. My husband works from home and he needs the house quiet to work. And I'm a new mom, and I'm not interested on taking on any other responsibilities other than what I have right now. She told me I was selfish. I told her she was entitled to think that I should help her, just because I'm at home with my little one.
Am I the asshole for asking my husband's Italian friend to cook for herself and told her I would not eat her food? My husband's friend flew in from Bellagio, Italy a week ago, and as much as I tried, I could not make her happy with any type of home cook or even restaurants in Melbourne. Took her out to restaurants. We wanted to introduce her to the variety of food we have. No sushi, no Thai food, no Chinese, because Italian food is the best. We went out for Italian 3 days in a row. She complained about pasta, about cheese. Anything is just not as good as in Italy. She complained about the wine not tasty enough. She got mad when I dared to order a cappuccino at 4 p.m. because we don't drink cappuccino after 12 p.m. I was just like, yeah, I drink WTH I want, at the time I want. Coffee was either to burn or not hot enough. We went to Kohl's to do some shopping, straight away complained about no authentic Italian pastas, and in the middle of the aisle, decided to teach me how properly say the name of each pasta. We decided to cook at home today. Mind you, I am Asian. I love my spices, and I love flavorful dishes. I decided to cook what I know best. Did not think it would be a bad idea. She came, and the first thing she said was, "Your house smell bad, fish sauce." And she proceeded to ignore my dish and asked my husband to take her out for some lasagna. When she got back, she told me I should learn how to cook Italian dishes, because it is not good for my husband to always eat fusion food. Online recipes are just stupid for straying away from the root W. I was so mad and did not mince words. I told her how arrogant and obnoxious to think Italian food are the best. Told her Italian are not the best, and we would not take her out for any Italian meals. She could go shopping for herself, cooked it, and enjoyed alone. Sorry, but the ingredients would not be as good as in Italy, but she was in another country. Be grateful for what she could find. She cried and decided to leave early. My husband tried to tell me that she is set in her way. She does not travel that much all her life. He told me maybe I should just say sorry to her just to smoother the situation. I refused. Told him if she cannot live without her Italian heritage for just a few weeks, There is no point for me to convince her to like me anyway.
Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to wear headphones for 1 hour a week while I have a therapy session? I recently decided to start therapy. I'm going to start for a range of different reasons. As I work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, it's been difficult finding therapists that are available after I finish work and that is also suitable for what I need therapy for. I found one that's available on Wednesday until 6 p.m., which is good for me as I work from home, so I can just stop work and immediately start the session. I mentioned this to my girlfriend and said that since I have to have the session at home, I asked if she'd be able to go to the gym or to see family, friends for an hour. She said no, as her gym days are Tuesday and Thursday during the week due to the classes she attends. I accepted that and asked her if she'd mind wearing headphones or something for an hour while I had my session, as the walls are thin, so even with the doors closed you can still hear people from the other rooms. She said no to this and said she shouldn't have to wear headphones in her home. I pointed out it's only for an hour a week, so I'm hardly asking for much. She said no, and that I should stop trying to get her to do it.
Am I the asshole for making a dairy-free cake with eggs? My friend invited me over for dinner. Our tradition is to bring food when invited to dinner. I asked if I should bring a dessert. She said that would be great, but it needs to be dairy-free, because her daughter stopped eating dairy. I know a great cake recipe with no dairy. I brought it to the dinner and it was a big hit. My friend asked for the recipe and I told her. When I got to the eggs, her daughter became upset and ran upstairs. My friend asked why I put eggs in the cake. I said the eggs were responsible for the spongy texture. She said the cake wasn't dairy-free. I said it was. There is no milk or milk products in the cake. No cheese, no butter, etc. My friend said eggs are dairy. I was confused. Dairy is milk and milk products to my understanding. She said dairy is anything that comes from an animal. I asked if honey is dairy then. She said no, because bees are insects. I apologized, but I could tell she was still upset. Am I the asshole for asking my husband to stop telling his mom everything? I'm just gonna say it, I'm exhausted. Like, genuinely drained. So I live with my husband in a small apartment, not too fancy. Just enough. We've been married for 2 years. Things were fine at first, I guess. Until I started noticing this pattern that's now driving me insane. Every time we argue, like, every single time he runs to his mom. And no, not just a hey mom, I'm stressed kind of talk. He gives her all the details. What we said. What we fought about. What I supposedly did. Word for word breakdown. Like he's building a case against me. And then, boom. The next day I get a text from her. Or a cold stare. Or a passive-aggressive comment at lunch when we visit. Sometimes she even posts vague stuff on Facebook. Like, a good man deserves peace in his own home. Yeah, I see you. One time we had a stupid fight about laundry. Laundry. He told her. She called me to tell me, a wife should know her husband's routine by now. I wanted to scream. I tried to talk to him about it. Calmly. I told him I felt like our relationship wasn't private anymore. That he should come to me if there's a problem. Not his mom. I mean, we're grown. We live on our own. Why does it feel like we have a third roommate who's always on speakerphone? And he said I was the problem. That he needs someone to talk to and she's family. Like, okay, I get that. But what about my side? What about keeping boundaries? What about the fact that I'm constantly getting judged based on his version of the story? I snapped. I told him I couldn't take it anymore. That if he wants a wife and a full-time referee, he can go back to living with his parents. Now he's mad. She's mad. I'm the villain. Again. And I'm sitting here thinking, was I really out of line for asking for privacy in our marriage?
Am I the asshole for recording my friend's fiancé at her bachelorette party and playing the recording for him? I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiancé. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food. It was definitely a hit. At one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with 2 of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assumed she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point, I realized they were talking about my friend's son. I took out my phone and started recording them. The bride's friends said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said that it was too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend, and I played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would do, but haven't yet. I feel like an asshole for interfering. I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do?